This video will show you how to set up the Miracle iQube. Bear in mind, some of these components may change a little bit over time, but all these concepts will be the same. Main components will all be here. This is the Miracle iQube in the center here, the gold on top. To the left here, we have a player inside of the player holder. Have an audio splitter. This is a surge protector power strip with USB ends. Here we have an audio speaker. It comes with a USB charging cable and a 3.5 millimeter audio cord here. And we have the charging adapter for this mini speaker. And then we have two sets of USB cables. They are marked on each end with green and red. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and pick up the player. There's a little yellow dot associated with another yellow dot in front of the Miracle. When you set that there, a magnet will grab and it will pull together automatically. Put this audio splitter male end into the bottom of your player here. Just make sure that's nice and snug. And then we've got two marked ends. One that is marked in red is going to go to the cable marked in red coming out of the front of the Miracle. This is the audio cable. So we'll just slide that in there. And then we're going to connect the charging cable that comes out of the front of the Miracle. It'll go into the side of the player. On this player, it's on the bottom left. And just slide that in there. Make sure that's snug. Now we'll go ahead and get our cables for the back of the Miracle. These are USB big ends, USB-A. We're going to plug those into the end of the power strip. We've got markers here, green to green, red to red. Just plug those in. Now we're going to connect the other end of the cable, small end. These are also marked in green and red. And turn the Miracle to the back. And you'll see a green and a red side. We'll just go ahead and plug those into the spots. These are micro USB. They are directional, so you have to just make sure that the bigger end, the bigger side matches up with the wider side. And just plug those in. Maybe jiggle it a little bit, make sure they're getting in there nice and solid. Now we're just going to get our surge protector power on over here. I'm assuming you've already got this plugged into some power into your wall. When you flip this switch, just make sure it's on reset. It may already be there. On this model, there is a little blue light down here. You have to look directly on. It can be a little bit hard to see, but if you look from straight on, you'll see that light. I'm going to try to angle it so you can see it. There we go. So that just means you have power to the surge protector. Now, on the Miracle, you can verify if both those cables in the back are working. What we're going to do is just look up through here for a couple of lights. If I look down from the bottom, just at an angle, you see a little blue light down in there. That's the circuit that charges the player. In the back, I have a little green light. That is the circuit that is running the amplifier. So I've got power going into the Miracle here. On the player, you want to make sure your volume is all the way up by pressing this top button here on the right side of the player. My volume is maxed. And I'm seeing red blinking lights. The player came on, was already playing when I attached some power into it. And so with the volume up, with those blinking lights, that Miracle is actually generating the field now. So the next step is just to get the speaker plugged in. I'm going to put in the speaker charging adapter here. Can go in any spot on your power strip, and you're just going to get the associated USB cord here, blue to blue. And then this charging cable is going to go into the side of the speaker. There's a end marked with blue and a little sticker down here, and you'll see a little flap. You may have to pull this up. On the ends you've got a plus and minus for your volume keys. So it's that end with the plus and minus that you have your flap here. Just pull that up, you'll see your two connections. And then these two spots you're going to plug in the audio cable and your charging cable. So this is the 3.5mm audio cable. I'm going to lift that flap up and put that on the top spot here. Because I'm using one hand, I'm going to lean this back just so it's easier to angle this in. This audio cable, you have to make sure that's snug. One can get a little bit loose at times. Then this mini USB cable goes in right below that. And I'll tip that back on its bottom. It has a little rubber edge on the bottom. The other end of this audio cable will go into the audio splitter on the front of the Miracle. You see you have one extra female end of this audio splitter that's marked in blue, and that's where this cord will go here. Just make those nice and snug. Prop back up my player, and now when I go to my speaker, there's a power button right here. There's a little sticker right above the flap. You're going to see this little tiny button. Now when you press that, the speaker will come on and be rather loud. So just be prepared. You may be tapping this minus key to turn your volume down. Turn the volume down on the speaker. If you change the volume on the player, you're going to change the volume into the Miracle itself. What we want to do is make sure that if you just want lower sound, you turn it down on the speaker so that the Miracle is always playing the maximum input, so generating the maximum amount of field and the maximum amount of energy into the subtle energy field. You can run the Miracle without sound by lowering the speaker volume, disconnecting that audio cord, turning the speaker off, and the energy will still run through the Miracle without the sound. So long as you have these blinking red lights, those are indicators that the audio volume is going through and the Miracle is generating the field. So if you have any questions or any issues, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to support you. And congratulations on setting up your Miracle iQube.